when you think about any type of impact that would overflow into the equity markets if we were not able to see a deal, what would that look like?
If it's a short shutdown, I think the impact would be minor. But if this goes on for several weeks or, God forbid, even months, then I think it would be a headwind for the overall economy. And I would throw out one thing that would be an irritant for the Federal Reserve, which is data dependent. The Fed is not going to probably be able to get the unemployment report next Friday because the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which puts out that and also puts out the inflation report, will also be shut down. This is a great annoyance to the Fed as they try to set monetary policy.
So, Greg, just to clarify that for everyone out there, that happens as soon as the government shutdowns, just in terms of the data that they will not have access for. And when you talk about the length of this being so critical when we're trying to determine the impact for Americans on the economy, on the market, I guess, how long does a shutdown need to go before you get a little bit more concerned about the impact?
A week from today, if we don't have an unemployment report next Friday, that will be a sign of that's one of many things. There's perhaps more serious issues. Money for food for women, infants, and children. There are a lot of programs that could start to run out of money. But in terms of the most visible one right away, it's going to be the economic data.
So, Bill, as you're continuing to kind of really cover everything that is surrounding this shutdown, the of course machinations of the however you want to classify what takes place inside the Beltway, and then all the way into the economic impact that later takes place. We were talking to Moody's earlier, and Mark Zandi telling us, and of course he's in a different part of Moody's than the credit rating side, but we could potentially see a hit to the U.S. credit rating. What would be the significance of that from your purview?
I mean, usually the people who are causing the shutdown back off when they see something really dangerous happening. But I want to emphasize Greg's point. I mean, these are real government programs that are going to stop. And whether they're helping women with little kids, or whether they're keeping national parks open, or allowing NIH to go about doing further research, they're real people who work for the government. And you can dump on bureaucrats all they want, but this is their job, and many of them work hard at it, and their families depend on it. And the attitude of just treating it as a cavalier thing that, we're going to show them and we're going to shut it down, I think by itself that's very bad for the country and sends a signal that the people who are one of the parties, at least, that's helping to govern this country is not serious about government. So, now eventually the pressure mounts, and eventually presumably the Republicans we see. But again, I want to emphasize the asymmetric character of this. Biden, sometimes presidents provoke shutdowns. Clinton enjoyed the shutdown with Gingrich, and he really benefited from it politically. Biden, the Democratic majority in the Senate, they have done nothing to provoke this. They have passed the most plain vanilla continuing resolution in the Senate. Biden's endorsed it, that would just keep things going for 45 days so they could work things out. So the rationale for opposing that, I think, is really, there is no real rationale except they want to shut down the government.